Vice President of India to Qatar. We have with us Secretary CPV&OIA, Dr. Asif Saeed sir, who would be briefing us and giving us a sense of this ongoing last leg of the Vice President's three-country visit. We also have the privilege of having on the dais with us Ambassador Deepak Mittal sir and JS Gulf Vipul sir, who would also fill in on the conversations here. I'll hand over the floor to Secretary sir for some opening remarks, after which we'll take some questions. Sir, the floor is yours, sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this press briefing. As you're aware, our Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Venkaiah Naidu, arrived Doha on 4th June on the third leg of his three-nation tour, which also was to Seychelles and Gabon. As you know, he is also accompanied by the Minister of Senegal and Gabon. As you know, he is accompanied by the Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Bharati Praveer Pawar, and three members of Parliament, Shri Sushil Kumar Modi, Shri Vijay Pal Singh Tomar, and Shri P. Ravindranathan. Honorable Vice President was received upon arrival by His Excellency Mr. Sultan bin Saad Al Murekhi, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, and he was accorded ceremonial welcome with a guard of honor upon arrival. Yesterday and today, he had various engagements with Qatari dignitaries. We had issued a press release yesterday. Let me now give you a full recount of his visit. Yesterday, Honorable Vice President called on Father Amir, His Highness Sheikh Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani. He later met Prime Minister and Minister of Interior, His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Khalifa bin Abdulaziz Al Thani at the Amiri Diwan. Minister of Public Health, His Excellency Dr. Hanan Muhammad Al Kuwari, and Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, His Excellency Mr. Sultan bin Saad Al Murekhi, were also present during the meeting along with other officials. Both sides positively assessed the developments in bilateral relations and agreed to further strengthen their historic friendship in all areas. Honorable Vice President expressed his happiness at the first ever visit at the Vice President level from India to Qatar. Both sides expressed satisfaction at the continued engagement at the highest levels between both countries since the landmark visit of Qatari Emir to India in 2015, which was also followed by the visit of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi to Qatar in 2016. Both the sides agreed that high-level engagement should be sustained, including through an early visit of Qatar's Amir to India. Both sides also looked forward to the convening of the Joint Commission between the two sides at the level of foreign ministers later this year. Honorable Vice President reiterated the high importance attached by India to close and friendly relations with Qatar and the commitment to deepen our close and friendly relationship and multifaceted bilateral cooperation in trade, investment, energy, food security, defense, technology, culture, education, health, media, and people-to-people contacts. He thanked the Qatari leadership for taking great care of the Indian community. At the same time, he also raised certain social requirements of the Indian community, Indian diaspora here. On his part, His Highness Father Amir recalled his numerous visits to India and the historic relations between both countries, which are based on mutual trust, and appreciated the contribution of Indian diaspora in Qatar for the development of Qatar. An understanding has been reached to set up the ICCR chair of Indian studies at the Qatar University. ANI and Qatar news agencies have also agreed to enhance bilateral media cooperation. During the meetings yesterday, both sides expressed strong commitments to further enhance bilateral trade and investment cooperation. His Highness Father Amir asked Honorable Vice President about the sectors where further investments from Qatar to India could take place. Honorable Vice President, in response, invited the Qatari side to explore the opportunities existing in a range of sectors in India, including infrastructure connectivity, both physical and digital, energy, defense, and hospitality. The Qatari side also invited Indian entities to look for opportunities in sectors like education, pharmaceuticals, healthcare in Qatar. Both sides also discussed the impact of recent global developments on food and energy security. They renewed their long-term commitment to energy partnership. Honorable Vice President assured the Qatari leadership of India's assistance in meeting Qatar's food security requirements. Last evening, Honorable Vice President addressed an India-Qatar Business Forum, which was jointly organized by FICCI, CII and SOCHM, and along with the Qatar Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We were very happy that from the Qatari side, the Minister of Commerce and Industry, His Excellency Sheikh Mohammed bin Hamad bin Qasim Al Abdullah Al Thani, Chairman of the QBA, Sheikh Faisal bin Qasim Al Thani, and Chairman of the Qatar Chamber of Commerce, Sheikh Khalifa bin Jasim bin Mohammed Al Thani, and along with several other business people from both sides attended the event. A startup bridge was launched between India and Qatar by Honorable Vice President during the forum. He invited the Qatari side to look for further investments in India, keeping in view the great transformation that is taking place in India, in Indian economy in different sectors. The Qatari businessmen expressed their interest in increasing investments in India. As you may be aware that currently the Qatar's FDI in India stands at around US $450 million, and both sides acknowledge that there is great potential to increase these investments in various areas in India. Invest India and the Invest Promotion Agency of Qatar are in talks, and they've reached an understanding on cooperation to promote two-way investments between both countries. This morning, Honorable Vice President visited the National Museum of Qatar and Qatar Foundation. At the National Museum, he was received by Chairperson Her Excellency Sheikha Al Mayasa bin Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani, who is the sister of His Highness the Amir. He was pleased to experience the presentation of the cultural values of Qatar with modern aesthetics. He appreciated that the museum also displayed artifacts that highlighted the historical connect between India and Qatar. At the Qatar Foundation, the Vice President appreciated the inspiring vision of the Qatari leadership in transforming Qatar into a knowledge-based society through excellence in the fields of education, research, innovation, and cultural development. He expressed confidence that Indian institutions and Qatar Foundation would work together on academic and scientific collaborations. The Speaker of the Shura Council called on His Excellency Mr. Hassan bin Abdullah Al Ghanim, along with a delegation of members of the Shura Council, called on Honorable Vice President this afternoon. They exchanged views on promoting parliamentary cooperation. Vice President congratulated the Speaker for successful conduct of the first ever elections of the Shura Council last year. He extended invitation to the Shura Council Speaker and members of the Qatar Asia Parliamentary Friendship Group to visit India, whenever it is convenient, mutually convenient. The invitation has been accepted by the Chairman of the Shura Council. Later this evening, Honorable Vice President will attend an Indian community reception, which is expected to be attended by around 1,000 members from different sections of the Indian community, including Pravasi Bharati Samman awardees, professionals, business people, workmen, fishermen, and cultural and social organization representatives. The vibrant Indian community in Qatar constitutes a living bridge between the two countries and have been celebrating 75 years of independence, participating in the 75 years independence celebrations with great vigor. Honorable Vice President would also be meeting select community representatives tomorrow morning before departing for India. This, as you know, was the very first visit at the Vice President level from India. And this has enabled us to further consolidate the political contacts between the two sides, and especially Qatar being a key partner in our energy partnership, which we want to convert from a buyer-seller relationship to a strategic, comprehensive strategic energy partnership. And this visit, of course, comes also at a time when both countries are celebrating 50 years of formal diplomatic establishment of formal diplomatic relationship. So this was, in a nutshell, the overview of the last 2 days. We would be happy to take a few questions if something you'd like to ask.
Thank you, sir. We can now take a couple of questions. Please introduce yourself and your agency for the call.
हमारे राजीव गुलाटी फ्रॉम डीडी न्यूज़। सर, हम जानते हैं कि जिस तरह से 5 दशकों पुराना रिश्ता है भारत और कतर का, और ख़ासतौर पे जिस तरह से कल स्टार्टअप ब्रिज लॉन्च किया गया है, तो किस तरह से आगे आने वाले सालों में जो तमाम बडिंग एंटरप्रेन्योर्स हैं या उद्यमी हैं, और खासकर तौर पर अगर देखा जाए कौन कौन से वो क्षेत्र रहेंगे जहाँ पर ये जो स्टार्टअप ब्रिज जो लॉन्च कर रहे हैं उसमें और आगे हम उज्जवल भविष्य देख सकते हैं?
देखिए, जो स्टार्टअप ब्रिज लॉन्च हुआ उसका सीधा ये है कि इकोसिस्टम जो स्टार्टअप की इकोसिस्टम इंडिया में है वो काफ़ी डेवलप्ड इकोसिस्टम है। और आपने देखा कि 40 से ज़्यादा यूनिकॉर्न एक ही साल में हुए हैं, और वाइस प्रेसिडेंट ने भी कहा अपनी स्पीच में कि 100 से ज़्यादा यूनिकॉर्न्स की हम जो है उम्मीद कर सकते हैं आगे। तो जो आईटी सेक्टर है, बिग डेटा सेक्टर है, डिजिटलाइजेशन सेक्टर है, चूँकि पोस्ट कोविड बहुत सारे देश डिजिटलाइजेशन की तरफ जा रहे हैं, तो इन तमाम चीज़ों में जहाँ हमारा भारत देश की जो स्ट्रेंथ है वो स्ट्रेंथ स्टार्टअप ब्रिज के थ्रू जो अभी तो शुरुआत है इंडिया और कतर के बीच में, उसमें हम समझते हैं कि काफ़ी स्कोप है। और ये स्कोप दोनों तरफ दोनों देशों के जो बिजनेसमैन हैं उनके लिए यूजफुल साबित होगा, खास करके आईटी सेक्टर में, एडवांस आईटी सेक्टर में।
एक चीज़ और मैं जानना चाहती हूँ कि जो पब्लिक प्राइवेट पार्टनरशिप मॉडल है, क्या हम उस पर भी फोकस रखेंगे ताकि लगातार ये उम्मीद की जाती है, खासतौर पर जब हम रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट की बात करते हैं तो पब्लिक पार्टनरशिप मॉडल्स आर ऑलवेज अ सक्सेस?
No, you're correct, because in any case the times demand that there is a public partnership, because while the government can give incentives to a particular sector to encourage that sector to grow up. If you see, in the 80s we had given the government had given focus to the IT sector, and that led to the booming of the IT sector and the spread throughout the world. So now with changes in time, we are looking at the niche areas within the overall IT sector and startup, through the Startup India and through other things. This is a sector where we feel that with a little incentive given to the private sector, there could always be a good public-private partnership. As you saw the delegation yesterday, a big delegation from India, equally a big response from the Qatari side. And during my informal interaction with the business people on both sides, they are very excited about the startup bridge, and they feel that this could lead to greater innovations. In many countries in the Gulf, they are giving a lot of incentives themselves. They want high technology innovations to take place in their own countries, and for them, India is a very trusted partner, and they know the competence of the Indian companies in our areas, and this is one such area which has been identified to give a thrust to our overall economic engagement and scientific engagement with Qatar.
सर, मैं नविक्रम सिंह संसद से। आपने कहा कि उपराष्ट्रपति ने कतर में रह रहे भारतीयों का ख्याल रखने के लिए धन्यवाद दिया, साथ ही उन्होंने कुछ कंसर्न जो भी रखे, जो भारतीयों की चिंताएं हैं उनके बारे में भी अवगत कराया कतर सरकार को। तो वो किस तरीके की चिंताएं हैं, और क्या वो ट्रेड से जुड़ी हुई हैं या वेलफेयर से जुड़ी हुई हैं, किस तरीके की चिंताएं हैं, और उन चिंताओं को लेकर दोनों तरफ की सरकारें किस तरीके से काम कर रही हैं?
देखिए, एक तो जो इंडियन डायस्पोरा है, यहाँ सबसे बड़ा डायस्पोरा है, तो और जहाँ पोस्ट कोविड में कतरी हुकूमत ने एक तो वैक्सीनेशन, फ्री वैक्सीनेशन दिया, और जो कोई अगर कोविड से अफेक्टेड हो गए तो उनका भी मुफ्त में इलाज किया। तो ये सब चीज़ें। दूसरी तरफ जो अभी कतर ने एक न्यू लेबर लॉ अभी उसको जो है दे हैव लॉन्च्ड ए न्यू लेबर लॉ। उस लेबर लॉ के तहत में काफ़ी कुछ इम्प्रूवमेंट्स आई हैं, क्योंकि एक कोई भी वर्कर किसी कंपनी को बगैर स्पॉन्सर की इजाज़त के छोड़ सकता है अगर चाहे तो। और बहुत सारे जो हरूफ सिस्टम था और जो कफाला सिस्टम था, ये सब सिस्टम्स में एकदम चेंजेस लाए जा रहे हैं। तो इन सब को उपराष्ट्रपति जी ने अप्रिशिएट किया है। और बेसिकली जो ट्रैवल रिलेटेड कुछ रेस्ट्रिक्शंस अभी लाई गई हैं, स्पेशली इनकम रिलेटेड रेस्ट्रिक्शंस, तो उन पे उन्होंने थोड़ा हाईलाइट किया कि ये चीज़ें हैं। और दूसरे जो बेसिकली और जो ट्रांसपेरेंसी जो लाने की बात चल रही थी वर्कर्स के रिक्रूटमेंट में, वो भी जो चल रही है। इसको आपको बैकग्राउंड के तौर पे ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि पिछले महीने एक जॉइंट वर्किंग ग्रुप हुआ था दिल्ली में, जहाँ से यहाँ के असिस्टेंट वाइस मिनिस्टर ऑफ मैन पावर आए थे वहाँ, और हमारे जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी है वो, उन्होंने डिस्कशन की। उसमें कई चीज़ें, कई मुद्दे रखे गए। एक मुद्दा ये भी रखा गया कि जो हमारा माइग्रेशन सिस्टम है उसको कतर के माइग्रेशन सिस्टम से जोड़ा जाए। इससे ये होगा कि ट्रांसपेरेंसी आएगी और जो वर्कर्स के जो फेवर में जो चीज़ें होंगी कि उनका रिक्रूटमेंट ट्रांसपेरेंट तरीके से होगा, और सिमिलरली यहाँ पर जो एम्प्लॉयज़ रहेंगे उनको भी ये पता चलेगा कि जो आदमी जो वर्कर आ रहा है वो एग्जैक्टली वही क्वालिफिकेशंस लेकर वही तजुर्बा लेके आ रहा है जो वही चाहते हैं। तो इन चीज़ों पे, इन तमाम इस तरह की चीज़ों पे बातचीत रहेगी।
Sir, myself is Sushil Patra from AMI. Sir, how do you see the recent controversy which held yesterday where Qatari authorities has summoned our ambassador over BJP leader's remark in India? How do you see that, sir?
See, this has already been published in today's newspapers. There is nothing new to add. We have our ambassador has already conveyed what was to have been conveyed. So I don't think there is anything new that has to be added. You have already read both the responses, so I think let us rest it at that.
Sir, my another question is, sir, as Qatar authorities Qatar is going to hold a FIFA World Cup in this year, has they sought any type of help from India in any manner?
See, the FIFA offers a lot of opportunities when you talked about public-private thing. This is again an area which offers a lot of opportunities for our companies, whether in terms of hospitality, whether in terms of infrastructure, and we have experience in organizing many sporting events, so that has been there. But formally, government to government, I don't think there is anything which has been sought unless the ambassador. Is there any formal government to government? There hasn't been any formal government to government, but I think a lot of Indian companies who have various types of technologies to offer are upbeat about these opportunities, and Qatar as a center which is offering these opportunities at a global level.
Do we have more questions? Dipali.
So my name is Dipali from Sunset Television. So as we know, a lot of Indian people are, contributing to the growth of Qatar basically. So what are some untapped areas in India, for example, which, Qatari people can help or,
Qatari people can invest or help?
Invest, so.
Yeah, okay. As I said in the beginning, the FDI of Qatar in India is to the tune of 450 million, which was last year. And we feel that there is a great potential to increase Qatar's investment in India in various sectors. And of course, you know that the existing investments of Qatar are in diverse areas, like some startups like Byju's, or in electrical fields like Adani Electrics, and so on and so forth. Since the Qatar Sovereign Fund has been investing in different places, and there has been in discussions in the past with the private and public sectors, there has been an inclination that the current quantum of investment be increased to about $2 billion. There has been a joint task force also set up between the two sides to kind of explore these opportunities. We are linking the Qatar Invest with India Invest, so that together they would identify the areas of mutual interest and then explore the possibility. Definitely we feel there is a tremendous scope. Given the kind of appetite for investment, the investment was one of the key topics of discussions of Honorable Vice President, both with the Father Amir as well as with the Prime Minister and the delegation level talks, as well as I think between the business fraternity. So in times to come, you will see many newer sectors added to it. Yes.
Sir, one more question. Sir, when we talk about people-to-people connect, what we have seen that the visit has seen Indian diaspora welcoming VP in a very, I should say, encouraging manner. So how are we looking at to people connect, especially in the way Qatar, how we can increase it in the coming years?
See, not only for Qatar but for the entire GCC, India's relationship has been hinged on people-to-people contacts. One is the proximity of the countries itself, and then it all hinges also on the traditional trade which used to take place between both the sides. As some of you would have, who were covering the VP's visit and following him, if you had seen in the Qatar National Museum, even the museum is a reflection of the age-old connect which has been there. Through the various organizations which are operating here, the Indian Culture Center, the kinds of cultural engagement at the government level which has been there. India has been declared as a partner country, for the Qatari celebrations. In fact, we are focusing on 3 C's when you talked about culture, basically culture, cuisine and cinema. Indian cinema is very popular here in all these parts. Qatari side is also encouraging. There is also a kind of attachment because even at senior levels they talk about every Friday the family is seeing the movies, and they would like more Bollywood shows to take place, Bollywood shootings to take place. So there are opportunities for that. Besides that, of course, we are also looking at educational collaboration between India and Qatar. There are already a few institutions of higher learning are interested in looking at this area. We have a university from Pune which has already started. So these are some of the areas of interest. As you may be knowing, that we do have around 51,000 school students here, and then for them, apart from of course what is already available in Qatar in terms of Qatar Foundation institutions, they are also looking at the opportunities for Indian institutions to be there. So culture and education would be also areas of focus for us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. That brings us to the close of this briefing. Secretary, sir, that was most useful, giving us a brief overview of the first ever vice presidential level visit to Qatar. Thank you, Ambassador, sir. Thank you, JS, sir, for joining us for the briefing. Our friends from the media, I'd like to invite you to join us for the cultural program on the occasion of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. I'll see you there. Thank you so much. Thank you.